everybody. Welcome to kdmoonchild's world. Here we are once again this week. Time for some personal readings, maybe some, I don't know, chit-chat. Whatever you guys want to do, I'm all here for you. I'll wait for the notifications to go out. See who all arrives. Happy to see you all. Welcome to a very cold, wet, windy, and rainy day. I have my curtains closed because I might as well. It's really dark out there. It's definitely not like the sunset in the intro. Yeah, cold and windy. Interesting. And where it's coming from doesn't make any sense because the moisture is coming up from down by Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, but the cold air is coming off the Pacific, and the two of them are meeting, and it's just making for cold rain with thunder and lightning. It's almost a sleet. It's kind of weird. So, hey, everybody. Anybody here? Hello, hello, hello. I'm here waiting. I know you'll all start popping in here pretty soon. So I thought I got this new deck, this cat fancy oracle deck, and I thought I'd pull some cards from it for us today to start us out. So let's do a reading from the cat fancy deck. First that I'm going to select from, here, might help if we can see both of us. Here we go. Aha! Now you see my setup. Yeah, kind of a busy looking space, wouldn't you say? Hey, Janet, good to see you, sweetheart. Oh my gosh, I was wondering if anybody was going to be coming. You know, you always have that fear. No, you wouldn't know that, but we do always have that fear, especially when it takes you a few minutes, you know, for YouTube to get its act together and get notifications out. Sorry, I'm setting up my phone so I can see what's going on. Anyway, I am going to pull some cards. This is from the Cat Fancy Oracle deck, and it has a really cute reading. I thought I would see what it has to say for us. Hey, Mosshole, good to see you. So this first card is for position 1. These are the seasons. Now I'm acting like I'm really doing this massive shuffle. There's 4 cards here. So I'm going to take this one. Okay. Oh, wow. You know, I have practiced with these cards. Every time I practice with these cards, I get this card in the first position. How interesting. Really interesting. And the next cards are the attitudes. These are the seasons, this first one here. These are the attitudes. You went to eye doctor last week? I am so glad you're here this week. My dear old sweet friend. And I don't mean old as in aged. You know, you and I are wise, not aged. I love it. Anyway, let's see what we get in these cards. I'm going to take that one right there. Oh, that's cute. Next card. The attitude is desiring balance. What are cats known for if it's not for being able to walk on a tightrope, huh? The next cards, which there's 15 of, quite a few more, we will find an action that goes with this reading. Kind of fun, huh? A little different. I'll explain to you what each one of these positions are here in just a second. I have to look in the book. I've been practicing. I haven't only had these cards a couple weeks, so. Okay, I'm going to take that card right there. Oh, I love it. Cuddling. That's the action to take. Ooh, I like it. I like it. I like it. Okay, so for the first card, which is spring, this card is telling us how to play and enjoy ourselves. So this particular card, the spring card, says the fresh yearning of morning. So when you wake up in the morning, hi, Dee Dee. Hey, Clarence Fields. Oh, my goodness. Good to see you all. Hey, Mama Redneck. Yeah, huh? Good to see you. And Kathy G. Welcome, everybody. The spring card. So anyway, when you wake up in the morning, try to wake up with a playful attitude. Enjoy yourself as you're stretching and in your shower, making your coffee. You know, you have total control over those first things in the morning. If you want to sleep in and you got to hurry through it all, that's your choice. If you want to get up a little bit earlier and kind of make it a special morning, that's your choice too. And the little fairy on top of the kitty's head, see how she's stretching? She's a flower fairy. So she's stretching. I love this. And all around her are petals, flower petals, and they're kind of heart-shaped petals, yeah. I love the colors in this card. Card number 2 is your attitude. Now, as you're waking up in the morning with this playful point of view, you need to have the attitude because all through your day, you're going to need that playful attitude to give you balance. Because that's what we're all looking for. We want balance. We're tired of the rhetoric that's all too far one way or all too far the other. We just kind of want to go and breathe, breathe, breathe. I love it. So yeah, as you have that playful attitude and you're making your morning coffee, think about what you can do as you go through your day to keep in balance and not get too worked up about stuff. Because, you know, when you act, here we go, when you act as someone who is reacting instead of acting, the response back to you is usually, well, your reaction is usually out of control, first off, and totally out of balance when you react. So don't you want to act? So when things happen to you today, think about that time you spent this morning just before you got out of bed where you were cuddling with your loved one, or your kitty, or your dog, or your cats, or dogs, or partners. Hey, you never know. Anyway, you know, remember those all through the day. When you're thinking like, oh, I can't go through this. I can't do this anymore today. These people don't give a rip about me. Think about what you got waiting at home. And that supporting that you have at home is part of why you're there doing the work thing or doing that thing that may not be at the top of your list of what you want to do right this moment in the morning. You know, coloring your hair. I don't know. Hey, Rose Blue, good to see you. Yeah, you know, you're a Libra rising. But you know, the cuddling is my favorite part of the morning. I get up and I do, you guys all know, I do that card of the day on Instagram. And I meditate before, during, after. It's all just a whole process of I am not present. And so my cats, but they try to get on my laptop. They try to lay in they're trying to get between me and what I'm doing. And they're attracted to that energy because they're both. My female cat's kind of feral. She's not real big about being cuddly and lovey. But in that time of the morning, when I have that energy just flowing around me and through me, she has to lay in front of me with her feet or something touching my hair. No more hair dye. I got you there. Me either. Unless I do something wild and crazy on the ends down here, or it's really long, and if I don't like it, I can whack it off. or I get tired of it, I can cut it off. No more of this doing the whole head some color. So yeah, I'm laying there and I'll get the card done and it's cold. And as I'm starting to come back out of my meditation from doing all that, I'll notice it's cold in my room. So I want to snuggle under the covers. Well, as I'm snuggling under the covers, the cats are snuggling up closer to me. I have a weighted blanket. It weighs 15 pounds. My male cat is about 27, 30 pounds. And my female cat is another 10. And when they're all laying up next to me, and I got that blanket, well, the male cat likes to lay on my stomach. He kind of covers me from here all the way to my mid-thigh. So, yeah, he's a big boy. So when he lays on me, I definitely feel it. Well, if he's laying on top of that weighted blanket on me, it's 45 pounds waiting on Katie. So Katie gets real warm real quick. She doesn't move as I'm here talking to myself in the third person. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Yeah, but I love it. And as I pull the covers up around me and I'm laying on the, laying on my side, next thing I know, big boy, he's like right here in my face. And he lays down in like a little squirrel. And then he puts his paw on my hand or my arm and settles in and goes to sleep. And that's how we go back to sleep until normal hours for regular people. But that's my morning ritual. So yeah, and I try to wake up with a joyous attitude. Not always working for me sometimes. I know you guys are in the same boat. We're humans. We're imperfect. We strive for things, so we can thrive. Anyway, that's the topic of conversation for tomorrow. So keep thinking about that. If you want to join in on the panel tomorrow night, please come. You're more than welcome. I'm living dangerously. I'm putting the link in the chat. And for anybody who would like to come up and talk on the Lightworkers Roundtable, if you've got questions, it's open discussion for everybody. So, but I do ask in that particular show, if we could please keep it a little bit towards the spiritual side, I would greatly appreciate it. Here in this 2 hours, no topic is off limits, except for maybe, if you're someone who's watching here and you're expecting to hear someone or a group of people talking a lot of politics, it doesn't happen. And when it does happen, it's me who's talking and it's my opinion, and you're talking to a progressive liberal, period. There, I said it. I'm done. Okay. You don't have a cat anymore? Oh, I see. Yeah, because when you go take care of your mom and dad. I got it. And there's nobody. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, you know what? I have a feeling your kitty found a home. You guys remember last March? That little kitten showed up on my windowsill. She hanged out. She hanged out with me for 4 months. 4 months. She hung out here for 7 months. She was here from March through August. My neighbors decided that she was stray and needed a home. She was my indoor-outdoor cat. But to them, because she ate food when they gave it to her, she was a stray. Hello. I don't know any animal that if you put food in front of them, unless they are so full from just stuffing themselves before, they're going to eat something. They're going to eat it. Because they never know. They're an animal. That's a cat, Anyway. Long story short, I did find out for sure after they took her to the Humane Society, in a town 50 miles away from me. She was adopted, and my mouser, I needed her.
She was adopted 2 weeks after she got there. So, hey, she got a home. And that's what I was worried about. I didn't want her to be, somebody adopt her. Well, she was a biter. I didn't want somebody to adopt her and then have her bite them and then her do to her what somebody had done when I got her. And that was throw her away. So, I mean, she just showed up on my windowsill. She was just this little kitten. She's only like 4 months old. So, yeah, you guys got... Hey, speaking of, no arguments over here. We're going to break up the cat fight. What's going on lately? I think it's spring, y'all. Do you guys see what I see in this top? I got this years ago, 83, 84. This is a silk scarf. It's huge. It's one that you can wear to church to cover your hair. So it's really big scarf. And it's Italian silk. And those are real gold threads in this. The shiny parts are real gold threads. So I don't wear it very often. And I thought, I was looking at my mirror today. I had it on the mirror. I'm looking at it and I'm going, oh my goodness, I need to put that on my card table. Because you want to talk about something that screams springtime. Does that spring? Yeah, that's this. So your former cat Blackie went off to cross the bridge. Oh, the Rainbow Bridge. 3 outdoor stays. Okay, a few years ago. Yeah, picked up by a person. Oh. Well, if they're kitties that live outside all the time and they're strays, they don't have a very long life anyway. Unfortunately, they get sicknesses that can really wipe. This is the veterinary assistant talking here. They get respiratory illnesses and stuff, bladder infections, stuff like that. Normally, we would take them to a vet for, and it's just a little pill in the mouth or a shot to fix them. And then that will kill them. It'll wipe them out because they don't have anybody to take them to the vet. So that, when you think about sweet strays and people who get the strays and, fix them and then re-release them, that's half the battle. The other half the battle is the actual quality of life of those cats. Those feral cats. Or feral dogs. Feral dogs. You look at the feral dogs in Mexico. Oh my gosh. Real problem in there. But anyway, yeah, you guys, you got to see my card set up. Now you see what I'm always reaching for when I ask you what kind of cards you want. Yeah. Just 1 or 2 decks there. And that's not all of them. I'm having fun with my new camera. But anyway, do you see what I see in this picture of on the table? Let me pull it down a little bit more so you can see it. I know. I'm going to flip it around on you. Hold on a second. Here. Let's see. How did I do that a while ago? Yeah, we did it this way, and then we did it this way, and then we flipped it around upside down. Crazy. This webcam has a top and a bottom to it. So if you want to show something upside down, you can. So there you go. Now do you see it? I'm sorry. It's really not as good as it could be. But do you see her? Do you see the lady? Yes, that's a plastic eyeglass display case. Debbie and Mark, thank you very much. Actually, and they got the idea from Andrea. So, but yeah, do you see her now? Do you see the lady? Oh, let me get this way. Now, do you see her? Here's the top of her head. That's her eye. Here. This is her eye. See her nose? She's got a trail of flowers in her hair. And this is her hair. In her hand, she's got her hand here on her chin. I don't know if you can see that. Now maybe you can see her. You see her? So yeah, she's a trip. And the flowers that start up here and go around her hair, they go all the way around the whole scarf. So I thought, oh yes, this is perfect for my table. For reading cards on, yeah, that's perfect. Sorry, let me see if I can get you guys all seasick. Couldn't think of the word. Motion sickness. I started to say, can I get you guys drunk? Hey, warrior girl, good to see you, sweetheart. Welcome. Yeah, so today I didn't really have any plans. Just kind of wanted to let you know about tomorrow night. Lightworkers Roundtable is open to you all. And the topic of that conversation is something you're going to see a hashtag on everything I post now. Together we thrive. I'm tired of the division. I'm tired of being compared to others. And like, you know what? This country was a country, even though we had differences of opinion, we were still together. Right now, they try to tell us, you heard that word try? They keep telling us we're so divided, politics and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Welcome, warrior girl. They try to tell us that we're, so divided. No, the news media is creating drama that makes it look like we are so divided. The real division is a very small percentage of the people. Most people are exhausted of this political crap, the lies, the misinformation, and all the fear. What if? Oh, did you know? Oh, that just drives me nuts. So I don't watch the news media. I mean, I'll get just enough to get the headlines. Most of the stuff I watch, I get from card readers, you guys. And I get from, not me, but what I'm told. I'm tapping my ear because Spirit talks to me all the time. And I'll hear stuff and it's like, okay, I'll go down that road. Since you guys know how much I just love talking about Matt Gaetz. When they said when they announced he wasn't going to have any charges, I went, oh yeah, that's because they're going to get him on insurrection instead. The sex trafficking thing was minor compared to what they're really going to get him on. So, yes, we the people are fed up with the United Corporations of America. Amen. I am also really, really, really tired of the religious right. As someone who used to be a card-carrying member of that group, I knew back then, and we're talking, Jerry Falwell was a pretty young man back then. We're talking back when Phil Donahue had him on his show, okay? I knew back then that the religious right was going to be something that we were going to have to reckon with in this country. And because they follow so blindly. So that's prime for scammers and cultists and stuff. And my Christian brothers and sisters, I love you all so very much, even though I don't walk your path anymore. I respect you in your path. And my heart breaks for you as you have been disillusioned. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Lost sheep bunch of that. Yeah. Right. I try to talk. Sometimes my fibromyalgia brings out the best Yoda in me sometimes. Yeah. Hey, we were traveling down the highway and there was these logging trucks this is up in Oregon when I was in college. It kept passing us, Logging trucks are scary. Those things, that's different than a semi. They're not just a simple semi. You know, not only do those logs, are they heavy and they'll smoosh you, but they become projectiles when they get stopped in a hurry. So logging trucks really, they're scary. So these logging trucks kept passing us, but we kept noticing this company that her father worked for, none of those trucks were from that company. And just all of a sudden out of her mouth comes, no replies we have not seen. I was like, what did she just say? This was before Star Wars, like about a year or two before Star Wars. No replies we have not seen. Well, the name of the company was Brookings Plywood. And so when we would talk about the trucks, we would talk about them as Brookplies. No Brookplies we have not seen. Instead of saying, we haven't seen any Brookply trucks today. And I just started laughing and laughing and laughing at her. So, yeah. You know, I don't see how this country could have changed a complete dimension like it did in 2016. Okay? Think about how much more I've been being shown this as I've been taught how to let go of my attachments to things. How much do we really need to buy? You know? Tarot stash. Last week on here, we were talking about it's horrible, it's terrible when you have a card addiction. And you're watching all these card readers, and they're coming up with these beautiful decks from all these Etsy and all these different websites and places. And you go there and you look and you're going, oh, I got to have that one. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, they give you goosebumps or whatever that makes you want to buy them. Well, with me, if it's got pretty bright artwork, I'm a sucker. You got me. I don't care if it's tarot. I don't care if it's Oracle, Lenormand, or whatever. If it has really eye-catching artwork that makes me go, I'll buy it. I'll buy it. You'll notice that most of the cards that I show you here all have really different artwork or really bright artwork. I'm looking around at all my cards because my tarot cards are on. I have a eyeglass case like you just looked at. I have one just like it over on the side over here too, just as full with tarot cards. Those that I just showed you, those are all my oracles. So in my tarots, yeah, there's lots of those. So anyway. So, I don't know. You guys have a favorite deck you like? I like talking about cards. I found out why I learned to become a card reader. And so I can design cards. I feel so much joy when I'm in there doing graphics and stuff. I'm making 2 decks of cards right at the moment. And then when I'm just in looking at graphics because I'm making it all with free vector graphics and stuff. I'll go in and I'm not above buying an image, buying a license to an image. I have a website that has purchased images on there. But anyway, yeah. kdmoonchild's world is growing. And it's not just subscribers, it's everything. I'm figured out today, I sat down and actually finally figured out I'm doing Patreon, but instead of doing 3 tiers, I want to do 4. I want to do a spirit level, an art level, a writing level. Those are my 3 expertises in life. Or if you would like a combination level of all 3 of them, that's one also. So those are my 4th levels. So, I don't have the Patreon page set up yet, though. But you guys will believe me, you'll be the first to know. Hey, Rose, welcome back. You weren't gone very long. All of 12 minutes. I'm impressed. Welcome back. Yeah. Yours is Tarot of the Moon Garden. Ooh, that sounds... I'm going to have to look that one up. Yeah, Tarot Stash asked me Thursday what was my favorite deck, and I was like, oh God. Oh man. Do I have one? It's really, really hard for me. And then it was, there's two. One is the Rumi deck, the Rumi Oracle deck. It's just because it's just beautiful. The messages in it they're fantastic. They're just, this is the backs. It's really gorgeous. I mean, the colors and the messages and it in the book. I love just reading the book because each card has its own. See, like this is like the strength card, the lion and the deer. Each card has a poem that goes with it, one of Rumi's poems. So even in just doing my own personal spiritual walk, I use those cards a lot. The other one is I use these cards at least 10 times a day. And you guys see me do them. I do them at 10 all the time. You're doing well. Keep going. These Therapet cards, they're wonderful. I go through days of, well, usually it's because I'm exhausted. I go through days where it's like all I want to do is just sleep. And then I feel guilty because I'm not getting anything done. Does that sound familiar? How many times have you heard me preach to you guys? Take time for you. Because without you, we need you. You can't help anybody else unless you take care of you first. So if you want to just sleep. There's a reason. Maybe your mind is not being able to slow down enough to process what spirit is trying to slap you upside the head with. Because your mind, you're so focused on what your thoughts are, you can't hear it, let alone feel that slap. So spirit kind of has no other choice but to make you kind of sleepy. Make you kind of dream about stuff. What was that deck? Oh, what, the Therapets or the Rumi? I showed you two. I'm sorry. I will show you two of them, and I'll get the book for the Rumi deck so you can see it. And the Rumi deck, the book is bigger than the deck, by the way. But the first ones I mentioned were Therapets. And these are just all empowerment, enlightening cards. I keep them out on the very top so that when I walk by, I'll just stick my fingers down in and pull one out. And it always goes with what I'm feeling at the moment. Like here, this one that I just pulled out again, it's a different one. It says, I know you feel anxious, but you forgot the part where you totally got this. Isn't that cute? I love these. They're all, it's like, yeah. Now stop what you're thinking. Your ego's lying to you. Stop it. Here's the truth. And so I love that. Well, you know what, Rose Blue? That is called secession, and it's very against the Constitution. Ron DeSantis is going to meet a very large brick wall. He's already backtracking. Anyway, this is the Rumi Oracle deck by Alana Fairchild. And the cards, that's the one I was showing you that has these cards. And these cards, there's a poem. Well, here, let me get the lion and the deer card. Poem, and I'll read it to you. Number 22. Not number 14. Here we go. Number 22. The lion and the deer. When you enter the garden of the heart, you become fragrant like the rose. When you fly towards heaven, you become graceful like the angel. If you get burned like oil, you become brilliant. When you become thin like hair in yearning, your joy leads the way. You'll be the kingdom and the king. You'll be the paradise and the guardian angel. You'll be fidelity I'll try the third time on that one. You'll be infidelity and you'll be faith. You'll be the lion and you'll be the deer. Let me read that last part to you. You'll be the kingdom and the king. You'll be the paradise and the guardian angel. You'll be the infidelity and you'll be faith. You'll be the lion and you'll be the deer. Yeah, this deck is fantastic. I did it for card of the day for a week, and I didn't want to stop. I just wanted to keep pulling. I just wanted to keep going. Let's do it again tomorrow. Do it again tomorrow. The book, like you can see how much larger the book is from the cards. So just to sit, it's a nice size to hold in your hand. You not only get the poem, but there's a whole lot about the card, what the sacred honoring ritual you can use to go with the cards. I did a whole review on this deck. Actually, if you want to see the decks, most of the decks that I've purchased in the last 2 years, I do card reviews on all of them. And I show you every single card in the deck. None of this, oh, here's 3 or 4, and if you want it, here's where to buy it. I show you every card, and if you want it, here's where to buy it. So, yeah, I'm an Amazon affiliate. I make all of like, the other day, I think it was 0.3 cents. No, a third of a cent. That's what it was. 0.3 of a cent off of every dollar. Woo-wee! I'm going to get rich quick on that. That's okay. It just helps like get the black light to work to go with this. You know, to make these butterflies. Yeah, that was like all of $11, but that's what paid for it. Was people buying card decks and things. It's a whole playlist of card decks. Actually, everything I have produced, with the exception of maybe 3 or 4 things on this channel, is in a playlist. I try to organize it as I go because I had a channel before and I had a bunch of stuff on there. And then I decided to do playlists. And organizing all of that was a nightmare. So for this channel, everything from the very start goes into its own playlist. So there's a bunch of them. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, me too. And yeah, I go so far as even to show you how far they'll bend and if they stay bent when you shuffle them, if you use them a lot, how hard you are on your cards, whether they're a good card stock or, you know, whether they like to stick together. Yeah, actually, I really like doing that because it's like, I don't have anybody to show my new cards when they come in. It's like, hey guys, look what I just got. Oh, there's nobody. My cats are like, yeah, okay, more of those. So I sit right down, and as I'm opening them, I'm doing my review on them just like I would if I was sitting there by myself. So your BFF in San Antonio is going through a health situation. Oh, awesome, hon. See? Because of what you've gone through with trying to get to your family, now you're helping your best friend to understand what's going on with her family. See? That's paying it forward. Doesn't it feel wonderful? Oh. You know what? That's all you can do. That's that, you know, she says that her friend won't listen, so she's supporting her from here. You know, honey, that is the hardest thing to learn as a person, a spiritual person who really wants to love with open arms and love unconditionally. It's really hard when you see someone getting ready to drive off a damn cliff to not grab that steering wheel out of their hand because you know, you see it and they can't. And then you can't do that because you cheat them. you're cheating them out of what they needed to learn by making that decision. And if it means they're going to screw things up major, they learn how to fix how they screwed it up. Where that critical thinking may not have happened to them if you do what you can to shield them and protect them, which is our natural inclination to do to those we love. We don't want those who love us to go through the shit we went through, you know? But the reason we went through that was so that we could be there as the foundation and strength for those that will also go through it too. You're not supposed to be there to stop them from going through that. You're supposed to be there to be their strength, be their pillar, because you've been there. You don't have to tell them how it was for you, which I do too much, but you can just with love let them know you're there. Yes, I understand. I've been there. I personally have been there. That's like Rose Blue wanting to get to her family in Florida. Taking care of my elderly family was, I knew that was my calling. I knew that was going to happen because as a Girl Scout, we used to go to nursing homes and the holidays and stuff and, sing for the people. And I would get so sad because those people needed to be at home with their families, not in some cold brick building, listening to a bunch of strangers sing at them, because that's what we were doing, was singing. I was young and naive back then. I didn't realize that a lot of those people had to be in a nursing home because they couldn't be cared for at home. They'd wander off or, it wasn't possible. It wasn't physically possible for them to be at home. But yet at the same time, I knew, because my brother had that attitude. Mom and dad get old, and just put them in a home and go about our business. Oh, we just warehouse them and forget everything they've learned in their life and how that might be able to be a guide and a wisdom for us in our crazy screwed up lives. And then Wolf Girl Oracle turned me on to that book, The Four Turnings. And it all clicked together in that book. Every single one of us, every single generation is going to have their crisis to solve. We are, every single one of us, going to have our COVIDs and our World War IIs and our Spanish flus. Every generation, every 80 years, we go full cycle. That's 4 20-year cycles. Well, each generation is 20 years. Guess what? Yeah. It's a fascinating book. The link to that book is in the description box in case you guys want to get it. I highly recommend it. If you read it and go through it, it's not a long book. It's an easy book to read. I have it for reference. It's all marked up and scribbled in, and the margins are written in. And because I've turned it, it's turned into my kind of like a journal for understanding politically where we are as a world, not just as a country, because it's fascinating. I can see it. It makes sense. The other book is The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, or Reese. If you're Hispanic, it's Reese. It's not Ruiz. But if you're American like us, yeah. If you're a gringo, she has health problems, but the sister is stressing her. She won't make the hard decision. That sis needs to leave. I've tried. I won't say it anymore. That's because you're not living in that siblingship. It's easy for us to say, why the hell don't you kick your sister or brother out? You didn't know what they went through with that brother or sister as children. There again, that's one of the 4 agreements. Don't take anything anybody says or does personally, because it's usually, chances are 99% of the time, it really isn't oriented to you. It's a reaction to something else, and you just happen to be there. Yeah, history's been changing. It's been repeating itself for years. Even these cycles happen in cycles. They happen in 2,000-year cycles. This book is freaking fascinating, because if you get really deep into really thinking about that, then you can kind of figure out, well, that's why these civilizations are all of a sudden, they're finding like Göbekli Tepe. Like Göbekli Tepe. You know? Yeah, be the foundation. Be there. I mean, we have not a whole nation full, but we've got 30% of this country hasn't quite figured out the lies that they've been being told yet. They're coming around because, wow, the news drops lately are so, I keep thinking, well, pretty soon we'll get it all. No, it just gets worse and deeper and darker. And I'm going, okay, yeah, all right. Do we really need to know all these dark, terrible, horrible details? But what we don't know, we can't fix. And what we don't fix, we're doomed to repeat. So what do? You know, you got to have that happy medium with the news. I myself personally try really hard to find news sources that strictly give the facts and no opinion. As a writer, I feel really sorry for journalists who are doing strictly the facts with no opinion, because as a human being and a writer, that is very difficult to not put a slant in it. I mean, one word in an article can change the whole slant of the article. So, and yeah. Oh, chemo. Okay, your friend's sisters haven't got chemo. And the doctor says no stress. That's because she's got some kind, the chemo that she's on. Does something to her amino acids that helps her fight the cancer. And when she's stressed out, those amino acids are not, they're going to block the chemo. And that's not good. She needs to be focused on nothing but healing. And anybody in her family who doesn't understand that can go F themselves, as a person who's been in her shoes. When I had breast cancer, I had cousins who actually had the nerve to come knock on the door, me standing there talking to them. They wouldn't even come in the house. This is what's weird. Bald as a cue ball, in my clothes that are hanging on me, pale as a ghost. And when I said pale, when I say, yeah, these are painted on eyebrows, because from here out, I don't have any eyebrows. They're gone. And from here forward, they're clear. That is chemotherapy. That's something I have to live with. It's never going to go away. My skin, I have the skin of a 90-year-old woman. I'm 65. So I'm taking these amino acid things. You guys, I told you about that. And they're all in the link too, by the way, my amino acid regimen to help with collagen. If you want to try it. I'm not making any promises, because I do think it's helping me a little bit, but I've only been doing it for 2 weeks. So it hasn't been long enough to really see much difference yet. But yeah, when you've got cancer, stress feeds cancer. So it really does depend a lot on the person too. I'm the kind of person that if I'm going through something really difficult, I tend to stick to myself. Oh, thank you, Warrior Girl. I tend to stick to myself because I don't like bringing my negative energy into other people's lives. And So I deal with a lot of really heavy shit alone. But I've come to the conclusion that when I've dealt with it by talking with others and getting their opinions and stuff and getting their points of view and card readings and, what does your pendulum say? And that kind of stuff. I do all that for myself too. I don't know. I still find I have to go by myself and figure it out. So is it such a bad deal to be by yourself? All I got to say is it makes life a lot easier. I don't have a lot of drama, outside drama coming in. My drama is drama I get to help people with. It's you guys' drama. Oh no. Now stomach cancer. Stomach ulcer? Yeah, she's too stressed. That could be the chemo too, because chemo gave me ulcers in my mouth that I couldn't hardly eat. And it wasn't because I didn't have an appetite. It was because I had size of my little finger, tip of my little finger and bigger, open sores on my tongue, sides of my tongue, the insides of my cheeks, underneath my tongue. It got so bad that, the doctor gave me a mouthwash to use. I had to go to a compounding pharmacy to have them make. And it had peroxide, hydrogen peroxide was one of the ingredients, because I could feel it, in those sores working. But, oh, man, that mouthwash was a lifesaver. Otherwise, I couldn't eat. It hurt too bad. Anything that had any acid to drink, oh, God, it's going in open sores in your mouth. So, doesn't surprise me she's got an ulcer. Hey, that's a good idea. I like that, warrior girl. Maybe just pop in and let sis know. She'll be okay. You're taking over. Sometimes it really does require that. My father had COPD, and he was not going to give in to that. 2 days before he passed away, he was talking about his next camping trip. He was going to be taken to this reservoir. 2 days before he passed away, the man couldn't breathe to get out of his hospital bed. He was going to go camping. And it just took, the nurse just finally said, no, hon, you're going to go camping. You're going to go on a trip, but it's going to be a lot longer than camping. And he was like, yeah, I know. But I got a plan like I'm still here. And that was his response to her. So, hey, Jay, good to see you, sweetheart. Hurt 213, welcome. So, yeah, sometimes it would have really felt really good when I was going through chemo, although I'm really super independent, fiercely, to quote people who know me. But it would have really felt good to have someone who just come in and just said, oh, we got to go to the doctor on this day. And that person show up to take me. I drove myself to chemo. I sat there, did my chemotherapy, drove myself home from chemo. Then I collapsed and went to bed. And that was every 3 weeks for 4 months. I only had one person drive me to chemo once, and her driving scared me so bad, I swore to God I would rather die from the chemo than go with her again. Woo! She turned right. She turned left in front of the car, and I swear I felt the air of that car pass by the back of her car. That's how close it was from them hitting us. I'm going, oh my God, I would rather die from chemo than a painful car accident any day. Thank you. At least I knew what to expect from the chemo. Holy crap. Yeah. So people, they're so meaningful and they help so much. But I had relatives show. I didn't finish my story there. I had relatives show up at my door, knocking on my door. Here I am, all in my pajamas, no hair, one breast, standing there looking at them, and they're crying. I mean, literally crying because look at you, you poor thing, and you're not asking us to help you. Why aren't you why don't you call me? I want to help you. Do you know how much that hurts to not be able to help you? And I just looked at these two cousins and went, because my cancer is all about you. And I shut the door. Yeah. Well, it hurts me so bad because you're not calling me to let me help you. No arrogance there. Good God. Yeah. That's kind of how my cousins have been with me my whole life. It's like, oh, you need help, you stupid girl. And it's like, I do. Can you give me an opportunity to ask? You know, most people like to reach out and ask for help when they need it. They don't like it shoved down their throat. So, yeah. Oh, hey. My family's an old story. I'm very estranged from my family. They set me free. So, yes. Anyway, guys, I'm looking. Hey, we're at the first hour down. Good Lord, that went quick. So we're at the card time. So, you guys, who wants cards? I will put up the banner. As soon as I find the right one. There you go. Please like and subscribe and hit that bell that says all if you want to get a notification when I come back tomorrow. And I'll be back on Saturday. And then I come back again next Wednesday. And you never know, I might just pop in sometimes. Been thinking about doing more and more of that last minute stuff. You know, that impromptu lives, just to see who's got time to come and hang out with me. Well, you know what, Rose? In that instance, the sisters will figure it out. By them shutting you down so fast, what they're letting you know is this is a family thing, and you're not family. We love you, but you're not family. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's my opinion to them, but that's what they're doing. So, yeah, you just kind of got to go stand back and watch Thelma and Louise drive off that cliff on into the Grand Canyon. You know, like Brad Pitt did. He knew he couldn't grab that steering wheel out of their hands. They were determined. Right? So every time someone gives me that lecture about let it go, and you, even though you see someone's potential, oh, you can see what their talent is so incredible, but they can't see it. But you can see it, and you're going to help them reach that potential. Oh, I can see it. You're going to be wonderful. Oh, I can do so much for you. But they can't see it. They can't see it. You can't help someone reach a potential they don't know exists. So you have to be the guide, not the boss, and not the driving force. And being a guide requires them to reach out to you. You don't go first. That's how you tell the scammers in this group. And I'm not saying there's scammers in this group. I'm saying if you're on Instagram and you're on Facebook, and it's starting to happen on YouTube now too, there are scammers that are coming in and taking over our channels, taking over our pages. They look like us, sound like us, but when they come in the chat, the first thing they're going to do is, hey, would you like a personal reading? It's only blah, 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 blah. Contact me. I will never do that. Never do that. First off, I don't do personal readings like that. I don't do the 1 hour full on, give me a call, do it through Zoom like so many card readers do. I don't do that. So, if someone is coming on saying they're me and they're telling you, hey, I'll do a card reading for you for a discounted rate of $75 instead of $150. No, it's not me. I will never do that to you guys. Ever, I promise. Because when I go and start doing personal readings for people as like a profession, I'm not doing this as a profession. But if and when I do decide that, you guys will be the first to know, because this will be where I will announce it, and I will announce it live, not in a chat or in the comments. So you're going to go visit when she asks you to. In the meantime, well, hon, it seems to me, Rose Blue, as far as your friends and their issues, I think you need to put them on the back burner. You have your own thing going on with your family, your folks. If you're still wanting to do that should be your first priority, because their time is running out. Your time your time with them is running out. And so you need to decide whether you're going to shit or get off the pot on that. I hate to put it that way, but I can put it that way with you because I got some things I have to do that way too. I'm moving this whole setup that I just showed you. I'm putting it in, going to move it into another room. I got to clean up that room. It's got boxes and stuff stored in there. And, I have to make a place to hang my backdrops. And so, yeah, it takes work. But, as I'm doing it, I'm having a blast. And I'm thinking about, and this live stream, this will look good here. And then I think, my Bose theater system is in there. I can play music in the background. And then I'm going, yeah, and get your YouTube channel shut down. But yeah, so start, even if I know you've had a hard time struggling to get money and that kind of thing. So yeah, you got to wrap things up there and get to your parents. And like Warrior Girl was saying, in that instance with your parents and you're the parent now. They're the kids, because there's going to be things, you're going to have this little bit of a friction at first of who's in charge here, especially with your father. If he was like my dad, I had to play little mind games with him to get him to think he thought of stuff when I really had. But then when he was diagnosed with COPD, he came to me and asked me, would I please stay living here? And that I didn't have to pay any room and board. As a matter of fact, would they could pay me. And I was like, no, you think my brother's not going to allow that. First off, I will continue to pay you room and board just like always. You're my parents. I'm here to do this for you because I love you, because you did it for me. When I was helpless, you were there. So when you're helpless, who else should you count on but your children? And who else do people not be able to count on a lot of times but their kids? Like my brother, throw you in a nursing home and forget about you. Maybe see you once at Christmas time. And I just couldn't do that. Couldn't do that to my parents. So yeah, I pretty much stopped everything in my life for over 11 years and just took care of them. They were my life. I had no personal life. And so I don't have very many friends here anymore. And now after COVID, I don't even know who's alive anymore. Hey, Bicycle Mike, good to see ya. Welcome. Yeah. Yeah, after COVID, I don't even know who's left. So to even try to rekindle anything with anybody, I got to thinking the other day, well, you could try some phone numbers you had, and it's like, the phone number goes two ways. Nobody checked on me either. And I'm sure they all assumed, well, she's by herself. She probably died. Hey, they just didn't take into consideration. I'm stubborn. Yeah, you're a full-time caregiver for your mom. Oh, wow, Mike. that's terrific. I did it for so long, and I do not, now that she's gone, both my parents are gone. I wouldn't trade 1 second of that time as their caregiver for anything in the world. My father and I butt heads, but I was there with him up until the exact moment his spirit passed. And that, for me, my family can throw any kind of shit they want to at me about, try to make me feel guilty about maybe money I spent or whatever that I didn't, but I got accused of. All that stuff doesn't matter. I know down inside the relationship I had with my parents, their doctors and people knew the relationship I had with them. I knew exactly what their medications were, when they took them, how it affected them, when they were having problems. I was the one on the phone to the doctor, not my parents. It was, 100% caregiver, 100%. Asked my brother to take my mom for a couple weeks. Oh, I wouldn't know what to do. No. Oh, no. So that I could go on a vacation. So he couldn't do it. So I asked a cousin to come over and stay with mom for a couple weeks. And it's a cousin, one of his favorite cousins too, to come over and take care of mom for 10 days while I went up to Washington for another cousin's wedding. And I didn't ask his permission. And that's what started the process of him getting my mother removed from my care. I didn't abandon her. I didn't leave her in the house by herself. I left her with a cousin that had a lot of money. Could get her wherever she needed to go. I mean, my cousin could take better care of her than I could. So, but I didn't ask my brother's permission. I know you're not in the best of health either. Well, I wasn't. So, because when I was taking care of my parents, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia back in 1998. And my father died in 2004. I was diagnosed with cancer in 2008. And my mom died in 2018. So, it's been a really interesting, the last 20 years has been nothing but stress and growth. And then my family got mad and said, well, we don't like how you did it. And I went, okay, bye. I don't have to do shit your way no more. Like I ever did. Well, I kind of did, because I was the youngest. I was the one, I'm the hope of the family. So I was the overachiever. I have a master's degree that I don't even use. But I got one. Most of my people in my family are high school graduates. So, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's perfectly fine. They've made very good lives for themselves. Maybe not the ones I would have chosen, but no. I'm not a miner. Most of my family have made real good living working in the copper mines here in the state of Arizona. So I did apply once. Is it time for you to purge 70% of your stuff? That's a great thing to read a card on. Let's see. You want a yes or no? I mean, I don't have to give you a card. We can do pendulum on that one. And why 70% and as opposed to 75 or 80? Nothing like being nosy, Katie. I got you there. Well, my brother is capable of taking care of himself and my mom. He just chooses not to. He's retired. And he thinks he's special. Yeah. My brother's 80. So he's 80 years old. He's not in the position to be taking care of anybody else anymore anyway. But he can sure as hell pay for a caregiver, can't he? Okay, pendulum. Now, I'm not one of these pendulum readers who does the round, around, around. This is yes, and around, around, around. This way is no. I'm real particular with the pendulum. Pendulum always starts at a stopped position. Pendulum, are you willing to work with me today? That is yes. Pendulum, do you want to stop? Pendulum, do you want to stop? It's kind of a sideways. So that would be no. So you see, I definitely was not moving that with my finger. Where when people start it like this, the momentum of the weight of that will move your pendulum. So I'm skeptical with when people read their pendulums. That's why I go ahead and explain it to you every time. Okay, should Rose purge 70% of her stuff? Should Rose Blue purge 70% of her stuff? Pendulum is saying yes, Rose, and it's getting stronger and stronger. Oh my gosh, yeah, well, see, there you go. There you go. Yeah, Herc, you and I talk about how we do pendulums with each other. I love it, Jay. Hey, by the way, Jay, open discussion tomorrow night, by the way, Lightworkers Roundtable. And the topic is Together We Thrive. That's tomorrow night's topic of conversation. So, actually, you're going to see that as my hashtag. Because I don't believe this country is quite as divided as our news media is making it out to be. I think that's propaganda. So, oh, good. Good, Jay, good. I love it when you're there. Yeah, the whole idea is to be together, it's to be together. So yes, Rose, definitely, especially after what happened to you last time. If you had, where you lost your stuff, it's only stuff. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Whatever you don't have, your parents will. They may not have it in the latest version of it, but they have it. Oh, have a good one, sweetheart. Thank you for being here, Warrior Girl. I'm so glad to have you. Come back. Come back. Come back. Yeah. So anybody else want a card? So yeah, get rid of your stuff. Then you don't have to think about it. And, you don't have to think about your landlord. You don't have to think about the rent you're not paying. Look at all that stress that gets relieved off of you. Just look at this as like you're not just going to stay with mom and dad. You're moving back home for a while. And it's not the moving back home of the 35-year-old that I can't make it in this life. I need mommy and daddy. I got to live in the basement. That's not what you're doing. What you're doing is the proud, I'm moving back home. I'm moving back home to care for the people I love and need me. And that there's nothing more noble than that, sweetheart. Spirit's got your back, and we're here for you. And I know Freebird Spirit, card readers, you're everywhere. You're over there in lots and lots of chats. I see you, and we all love you. So we're all here for you. Kathy G, you want a card? Yes. Let's give Kathy a card. I think I can't help it. I have to use these cards. The Soul Helper cards, I don't know, for some reason, they just really speak to me lately. So I will be glad to give you a card, Kathy. You own your RV. Okay. There you go. Yeah, just pay for it to store. Store it in an RV is a different story. So that Airstream is yours? Oh, baby. I love Airstream trailers. I want one so bad. Oh my gosh. But I just want the little tiny guy. The little one that's, got a bunk bed above and a bed below. And then, the sink and stove are in the same cabinet. And then you've got the cabinet that goes over the top of the stove and over the top of the sink. You have this little metal thing that goes over the top of it so you can use it as a cutting board or a counter. We had one when I was a kid. My dad stripped it, took everything out of it, and rebuilt it completely on the inside. It had oak cabinets. This little teeny tiny Airstream trailer had oak cabinets. It was so cool to pull because we'd pull it behind our little Datsun pickup truck. You couldn't feel it. You couldn't feel that sucker at all. Yeah. So Kathy G needs a card. What does Kathy need to know? Tell me about Kathy and her situation, please. That one just jumped right out. Are you being too serious, maybe? I'll put that down here. Live playfully and with a light heart. Listen to the voice of your inner child. Hence today, I've been listening to the birds. I mean, recordings of birds because it's raining out there. They're not really talkative today. Really windy too. But, the songs of birds, to me, they remind me of children playing, especially like sparrows. And that appears to be a little sparrow right there. But yeah, listen to your inner child. We get so caught up in being serious. Yeah, you got to rewire them because, well, if you get the really old ones, because the aluminum wiring will catch fire. If it's shorts, it'll catch your house on fire. And it takes less than 5 seconds for 5 minutes for one of those for a mobile home, double wide mobile home. It can take less than 5 minutes for one of those to burn to the ground once it gets going. So yeah, live playfully. Yeah, Kathy, if you're feeling really serious, I get it. I get it. So much seriousness has been going on for so long. Do you kind of feel like everybody keeps saying, honor your inner child, get in touch with your inner child, love your inner child? And every time I do that, part of me, and it's my upbringing, part of me feels guilty or a little selfish because I'm focusing on me and not on other people. But you can't heal with a wounded inner child. And that inner child does not keep quiet. Not at all. And I love this one too. This goes good with this. The love of your dragon reaches out to you. The realm of your truth is opening up, Kathy G. Don't worry about taking things so seriously. You've got so much protection. That's your dragon, man. You got so much protection from people who love you, like me, all of us in the chat, as well as all of us in the community, because I know you're in you're in people's chats in the community. We all know you. We love you. We're here for you. If you feel foggy or cloudy on your truth, don't worry about it. Take a breath. Take a step back. When you take that step back, you'll see how it is opening up for you to see your truth. sometimes so much stuff gets all in our face that it's like, I'm trying to look in that field that's past the forest, but damn it, the trees won't get out of my way. And the bottom card is incredible. Kathy, you cast a spell with your existence, my love. Just your being here, you spread bright magic. And it radiates from you. So whatever it is that is you're being so serious about, and your inner child is going, nah, it's not worth it. Nah, that'll work out. That'll work out. And the dragon is saying, well, if you're really that scared, maybe you should reach out to somebody for help. And the final card is, don't worry about it. Reach out if you need help. Ask for it. Because you cast a spell over everyone you come near with your existence. Just by being who you are. You are special. And you're transforming into something that is even more special. That's a 15 card, which breaks to a 6, which is a card of harmony and cooperation and healing. So really, basically what I'm hearing in this reading is, if you embrace that playful and lightheartedness of your inner child, it won't be as difficult for you to reach out for help when you need it, because people are willing to be there to help you. They have their hands outstretched to you because you cast your spell on them just by being you. Don't be afraid. You're wonderful. What you bring to the table, no one else can. No one else can. Wow. Yes. So wow. I like those cards, girlfriend. I'm looking at the other cards and they don't fit. So your story's over. I love it. These cards blow my mind. They're so pretty. So yeah, don't worry about it. Relax. I will tell you, one of the best guides that you can have as a spiritual person is your inner child. We all get I gotta be an adult. And I gotta be that critical parent. That person's not right. That person's wrong. That person might hurt me. That person's wrong. Who gives a rip? They're going to find out. It's up to them to find out whether they're right or wrong, not you. If what they're telling you doesn't fit in your puzzle, don't take the puzzle piece with you. Take the parts that work and leave the parts that don't behind. Makes it a lot easier to get along with people, and you're like me. If I'm going to sell a piece of vintage, well, first of all, if I'm selling you something that's vintage, like an Airstream trailer, it's already been gutted and restored. So you're not going to want to gut it and restore it. You'll like it already done. Yes, you can have a card for guidance in this week. Of course you can, Rose. Certainly. Of course, my dear. It's what I'm here for today. It's you guys. Well, I'm always here for you guys. There's no sense in doing YouTube. Yeah, we all do YouTube for our own glory. I love seeing my face and hearing my voice on YouTube. No, you guys are why I'm here. Besides that, this is fun. It's just fun. And the love that you guys radiate out to me is overwhelming. It really is sometimes. I know I say stupid things sometimes, but hey, as horoscope says stupid is as stupid does. Hey, you guys all know I'm my favorite comedian. I love laughing at myself, so it's okay. As I throw cards on the floor. So Rose. Rose's week. What is Rose's week ahead going to be? Ooh. You got Lightbringer. Wow. Follow the path of your soul. Don't let anyone or anything distract you or stop you. Whoa, girl. Your friends, your best friend who's with her sister and the cancer, that's a distraction. Let them take care of their do. You got a job ahead of you. Your focus is clear and you've got guides. The Lightbringer, oh my word, that is very special Celtic guide for you. Going to show you the way, going to get you there. We've all been praying and trying to get you there, girl. Don't let distractions get in the way. We'll get you there. You need to work on your truck, sell your truck, do whatever you need to do. We're holding space for you to do the things like that you need to do. So put your plans together and take it one step at a time so that each one of those things, yes, clear out your crap. Make a list of the crap you need to clear out. And as you clear it out, cross it off. And notice the joy you get as that list gets shorter and shorter and shorter. And you have less to do. Because time, I keep hearing, where your parents are concerned, time, hun, time. Let's see what this next card says. Wow. Yeah, because you're getting ready. You are definitely starting into a partnership of a new age, and it's not a lover relationship partnership. You're entering into, that's your mom and dad. And believe me, when you get there to take care of them, you're an adult looking at two adults instead of a child looking at their parents. All of a sudden, you will see that beautiful love between the two of them. The young people will be in front and center, not the old people. So welcome that. Love is love in all of its forms, no matter where it comes from. Embrace it completely. Sit in it and breathe. Let it fill you. That's a beautiful card. And that's the message that's been trying to get to you. Look at this. Look at this card. That's the message that's been trying to get to you. You got a bird that's been going, hey, we got to get back on track with mom and dad. Hey, forget the cancer thing. I'm sorry, but I'll hold space for you. You know I love you, and if you need someone to talk to, I'm here for you. But in the meantime, I have my own stuff to take care of with my parents, and it's a matter of priorities, and it's a matter of boundaries. My parents need me. So I cannot be there 100% for you, but I am here for you when you reach out to me. And that's the message that's been trying to reach you. Be vigilant. The spirit world wishes to find you and touch you. Depends on your mom now at this point. Because I'm telling you, you're talking to an adult as an adult, not to mom as her daughter. Does that make sense? You're going to need to come to her from not your inner child, but as one adult to another, saying, listen, here's the things that have changed. Here's the things that I can do for you. Why don't you let me stay and do them for you? You bring up staying, not her. Okay, now I'm sure you, because you've brought it up that way to me a couple times. I think you got a little bit of fear around that. How do I bring it up that they need my help and I need to stay longer? You don't even need to really necessarily bring it up. Just be there. And as you're being there, they'll see how much better it is to have that help, and it's someone they can trust. It's not a stranger from the community that, yeah, sure, there's home health companies and stuff that you hire to take care of your parents. Those are still strangers. If you're like I am, you want that loving touch of your family. See, yep, you've been delayed 3 times. Now my question to you is, and this came from Spirit, just said this. All 3 of those times, was it a delay you chose, or was it a delay that helped you progress to getting where you're needing to go? Because sometimes those kind of delays are good. But if it's one that's holding you back, and did you choose that to help or to get distracted that way? Did you kind of lean that way because this decision is kind of fearful and tough? Now, I don't need you to answer me personally in here. I'm just needing you to answer yourself. Ask yourself that. Did I choose those delays, and why did I choose those delays? What is it that has me holding myself back? It's not necessarily a fear, but there is something that is holding you back, and you're putting it there. Most of our obstacles are ones we put there ourselves. Yeah. And when you ask, then you got to sit down and find just time to designate to finding that answer and to hearing what they're telling you. Because some messages from Spirit are meant to be subtle, and some messages from Spirit are meant to be like driving off that Thelma and Louise cliff. And you have to just listen to know the difference between them. And that's the hard part. That's why I end up sleeping around the new moon, is because I'm letting go of stuff, and I have to figure out what I got to let go of. And sometimes the only way I can do that is through lucid dreaming or in my dreams. So, and if you don't know how to lucid dream, I can't really teach you that because I don't know how I do it. I just do it. But Lisa, Spirit Intuitive Tarot, is very good at teaching that. And so is Debbie Freebird Spirit, is very good at dreams. And we have a new member in TLC that does dream interpretation as well. So, oh, you're welcome, everybody. Thank you so much. You know, I don't do a lot of card reading on YouTube. I do it all day long, and I read along with all the readers, but that I watch. But I've learned why I don't do a lot of card reading. It's because I'm not supposed to be here as a card reader. Yeah, I'm here as a card reader, but I'm supposed to be here as a card designer. The art. It's the art. It's the thing that draws me to the cards. It's the artwork, you know? It's the art. So yeah, I was excited to see that. That was the full moon. I got that message. So I'm letting go of all of this anxiety about, am I worthy? Am I good enough? Do I need to learn tarot better? Do I need to learn Lenormand? Do I like Lenormand better than Kipper? All that pressure is gone. Yeah. Old fear from losing it all last time I got you. Look all your stuff. You know why? It's just stuff. you can collect more. And at the rate we're going, lots of people are going to be hanging on to their stuff, not getting lots of new stuff, because I think we're heading back to this repair it world and not so much of a throw it away world. Gaia's not going to make it if we don't. She's just going to give us a message. I just heard. Okay. We'll use Tony's Shining Hawk Healings Morning Sky Shamanic Oracle deck. So Gaia, what are you telling us? We need to know about our stuff. Give us a message about stuff, please. Put the Rumi book over here so it's out of the way. Ooh. Okay. Whoa, I can't take all of those. Holy crap. I just dropped about 8 cards on the floor. Ooh. Ooh. These are from... Nope, they don't fit. They're pretty cards, but they don't fit. Okay. Gaia. So Gaia is saying, go outside in nature and create a sacred space. You have a meditation room or a corner of a room or an altar or something that you have inside your house that you use. Gaia wants us to set something up outside as well. I have a fairy garden. When I had my trees, those dead trees cut down last year, they left me 2 giant slices. One is eucalyptus and one is pine, Aleppo pine. And for me to make altars out of. And they were giggling. The guys were all laughing at me. What are you going to do with that? And I'm like, well, okay, ma'am, but where are you going to put it? And I'm like, well, just put it over there for now. And they're like, no, okay. Well, the other day I went over there to try to put a dolly underneath that slab. Okay, ma'am. That was the last thing I heard them saying about it. It was like, okay. It's really heavy. We're talking about, oh my gosh, it's probably 6-8 foot in diameter and that thick. I can't even lift it up enough to get it on its side to roll it anywhere. You need some sun, go hang out outside. Even if it's working on your truck outside, you're outside unless you're freezing. And if it's freezing and awful like it is here, I made sure my hummingbird feeder was full. And so the hummingbirds, because they need that extra sugar for energy when it's cold. So I made sure the hummingbird feeder was fresh. And then I just do like the cats and I watch it out the window. That's as close as I'm going to get to nature today because it's too cold. Oh. You have a big shed and a skinny tool shed. I got 1, 2, 3 sheds. One is a beehive. Now, the bees were underneath it, but I noticed a cat coming out from underneath it the other day. So I know there's no beehive under there. The cat wouldn't be coming out from under there. So that tells me they've moved their hive. And I know they're still there. So that tells me they're inside. They got their hive is inside the shed now. I'm going to have them come and move it. Because the bees here, well, all across the whole southern half of the United States, they're all pretty much, there's no European bees. They're all Africanized and they're aggressive. They will kill you. If they swarm and one bee lands on you and stings you, that's all it takes. The rest are there. It's scary. I actually last spring, right about this time, I heard zzz, and I'm going, whoa, where is that? Where are they? And I'm looking and I look up And then all of a sudden, I could see all these little dots coming towards me. Freaking bees were swarming. Man, did I run in the house in a hurry. Yeah. So. I got you there, Kathy. Ooh. Hey, that fits too. Get ready for the storm. And then what's this top one? Is the final card. We got 3 great cards from Gaia. Gaia's telling us to treat her too as sacred space. Don't just find and create sacred space. Recognize her as our mother and our sacred space. Even during a storm. Because you can find comfort in a storm. Like staying in, curled up in your blanket and cuddling with your kitties or your doggy or whoever, or your kids, your husband, your lover. Anyway, because in doing that, you will find self-love and forgiveness. Wow. Gaia is talking to us about self-love and forgiveness. You know, I'm hearing too loud and clear that it's our lack of respect for ourselves and our each other that shows in our attitude towards the earth and the things that she provides for us. And all she's trying to do is let us know that this is a journey into the unknown. And she will provide for us. Yeah, you got long johns? I got some silk ones. They darn, man, those suckers cook me out. But I'm in Arizona. It doesn't get that cold where you really need long johns. But when I put them on to go camping, it's like, sleep in them. First thing I got to do is get them off. They make me sweat. Silk long johns. Long underwear made from silk. Good stuff. So, yeah, Gaia also wants us to know not to be afraid in this journey into the unknown, because she's our protection. She is our protection. So, yeah, we got the storm. But once we look at Gaia like she's sacred, treat her like she's sacred. Stop the wasteful thinking, just wasteful way of being. Repair what we can, reuse what we can, and forgive ourselves. Then we can start on this unknown journey because we're fully protected. And that unknown journey, you know what that is? That's our renaissance. That's Aquarius. That's the season of Aquarius. We got to get through this dawning of it, though. And we are going to get through it. These cards are telling us right here how to do it. With forgiveness, we can weather any storm in a sacred place of forgiveness and self-love so that we can start our journey of the unknown as a protected soul. Wow. We can weather any storm if we treat Gaia like a sacred place, which means forgiving and loving ourselves so that we can take the journey into the unknown with protection. One more. Oh, that's not a good one. Yes, that one is, though. The final card. Universal energy. The universe is always at our service. The universe always has our back. That's the protection over here. So these cards, if you read them from left to right, we'll put them in the order of how I'm reading them. You can weather any storm if you treat Gaia as sacred space which means forgiving yourself with self-love so that you can begin this journey into the unknown as protected as you are by universal energy. Wow, you can't see them all. I got them all going in a line. Let's see if we can get it so that you can see them. These are good cards. Very powerful. Wowie. You can weather any storm if you make sacred play. If you treat Gaia like she's a sacred space and forgive yourself with self-love so that you can start this journey into the unknown with protection of universal energy that is always in the palm of your hand and at your service. Just ask. Just ask and then back off and let it happen. Oh my goodness. Oh, I love it, Jay. I love it. You just did a Reiki attunement. And I'm all warm despite how cold it is in my area right now. Cold over there too. Well, heck yeah, because it's coming from you guys. The cold part. The wet part is coming from Cabo San Lucas. Go figure. Baja. We get the tropical moisture from Baja and the cold weather coming down from Alaska from the Pacific. And the two are meeting in the western deserts in the United States. And it's colder than crap. And it's windy. And it's rainy. And it's supposed to be that way all week, which doesn't happen. Usually if we have a rainy day, it's a day or two. And it's gone. It's all week. And this is rodeo week. This is animal torture week. Sorry. I'm not a proponent of the rodeo. This is the National Rodeo Association official championship rodeo that we have here every year the last week in February. Such a big deal here. Kids get out of school for a whole week for it. Can you believe that? So that they can go to the rodeo? So that they can go watch the animal torture chamber. Sorry. I understand how you use the animals in your ranch and to do your ranch business, but to just do it for people's entertainment, I'm sorry, that's torture. But that's just me. That's just me. You know me, I'm big on me animals. Yeah. So the fact that it's cold and wet and rainy, wah, you guys go sit and hang out in those bleachers out there in that cold, wet, and rain. Enjoy yourself. As a matter of fact, tomorrow they have big parade. I think it's tomorrow. I believe it's tomorrow. Big parade, largest unmotorized parade in the United States for our rodeo. They almost did away with the parade because horses got away. Yeah, they're not motorized. They're horse-drawn. The floats are pulled by horses and stuff. So, horses freaked out one year and ran over somebody. So they almost didn't. I killed them. I almost did away with our big motorized non-motorized parade. But yeah, February's a busy month around here. We have the gem show to start the month out with, and we have a rodeo at the end of the month, and then the first part of March we have a PGA golf tournament, Professional Golfers Association. So we get Phil Mickelson and those guys show up here to play golf. Tiger Woods has played here many times. So, you know what, you guys? I just noticed I haven't worked with these in a long time. Who wants a rebel deck? Who wants a rebel card? Otherwise, I'm going to pick somebody at random. I'm going to pick you at random. There you go. Round metal fire burner unit. Yum. I've been watching people making wood stoves and stuff out of old propane tanks. Pretty interesting. I would be terrified that I'd figure damn thing would blow up on me if I tried to use a plasma cutter or something, cut a hole in it. Jay wants a rebel card. Okie dokie. Let's give Jay a good one. He needs a good card. I always forget about taking out that extra one. The fact card, FAQ. Okay. I like this. Does the Rebel deck come with a booklet? Answer, nope. None is needed. When you get a direct smackdown, get the message and then go about your day. Oh, you Rebel? Yeah, Rose wants a Rebel card too. Well, we'll start with Jay. What's Jay's card? Take a shot, dude. Take a shot. Don't take 12. Take 1, okay? Maybe 2. Just move on. Shit or get off the pot. I think I said that a while ago. Yes, you can. Cactus. That's one of the cactus, one of the easiest things to propagate. Man, me, I just break a piece off and shove it in the ground. And the next thing I know, I got a big old dang cactus. But that's because I live where cactus grow. Cactus growing in Florida, they don't, certain kinds are okay, ones that can handle the moisture. Otherwise, they rot. Too much water in Florida. Okay. Rose. Yeah, you got to stay hydrated. Rose needs a rebel card. Oh, here's one that's sticking out. Let's take this one. Oh. Here we go. Don't fucking force it. All that shit to come. Yeah, allow that shit to come to you. Like I said, get your plan started. You got your plan all planned out, what you need to do. You know the things you need to do to get to your mom and dad's. So now is the time for you to start implementing those things one at a time. And if you get tired, cholla cactus. Oh, girlfriend, that's dangerous. I don't propagate those suckers. And for those of you who don't know, that's also called the Mexican jumping cactus. You get near them and they come off on you. And they're about the same as having this, only it's coated all the way around, top and bottom, with thorns. And it gets on you and you try to brush it off, it just rolls. It doesn't come off. It just moves to another place. You literally have to use pliers to pull those suckers off. That's the cholla cactus. Cholo cactus? I don't think there is a cholo cactus. Considering a cholo is a type of gangsta. I love it. Yours are 5 foot tall? Yeah, easily. Oh yeah, and birds nest in them like crazy. They love them because nothing else wants to get near them. I saw a cat that fell in one time. Oh my God. Yeah, duct tape will get them off. A credit card is the best thing I know of to remove, especially the really, really, really fine cactus stickers. Just a credit card. Just use the edge of your credit card, any credit card or an identification card. That's stiff plastic. And you use that sharp edge and you go over the top, back and forth and back and forth. And those little fine stickers, they're gone. Spell check. I love it. Honey, I'm teasing you. You know, over here on this channel, we read Stoner. So, and I don't care if you spell things right. I may be a writer, but I am not the grammar police and I'm not the spelling police. I don't care. I can usually figure it out. I'm just teasing you because I love you. Okie dokie. One more. Rebel card. Okay, rose blue. Yeah. Shame, regret, and guilt. Those are just bullshit. You want to know my truth about what I feel about those things? Those three emotions are useless, baseless, and serve no purpose. If you forgive, you can let that shit go. Wow, that's a good message. Actually, that's a really good message for us for today. You know? Yep, there you go. $100 comes up quick. I was sitting there doing that too today. I am going to be making things out of resin for the art part of my Patreon page. And I found molds for, now here comes the stoner in me coming out, you guys. Okay, forgive me. But a cleaning tray, a joint holder, grinder, and a container to hold what you ground up. All resin molds. So I'm going to have fun. Plus, I'm making rune necklaces. The runes are great big ones. So you're not going to want to be casting with them. They're too big. But the rune is an alphabet first and foremost. So it goes according also with our alphabet. So you can pick a rune to purchase from my website when I get it all ready and all set up. A rune to purchase that is your rune for your initial, for your name. I got lots of plans, man. Plus, I'm working on a novel. I'm working on another deck. Yeah, 2 decks of cards I'm working on. Yeah. So, and it's fun to watch. I was watching Kelly, Dozen Cats for Me, the other day, and she was, reading with a deck that she's created. And I love watching people do that because that's why I'm here. I'm not here to be a card reader. I'm here to be a card designer and a card reader, but to read with my own cards as well. So, yesterday, Walmart, 90% off. I got a 2-pound bag of chocolate for $1.98. Woo-hoo! Okay, can I come over? Can I come over? We'll munch out on chocolate. I'll bring my chocolate milk cocoa mix. It's good. It's real good. Actually, I'm sitting here looking at the 1 hour, 58 minutes and 27 seconds out before I can go make me some homemade cocoa. Because my toes are cold. I don't have any socks on or shoes on. I'm sitting here. It's funny. I got my feet on a pillow, but my toes are still cold. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for being here. I just noticed the card that's sitting up here. It's not everyone else's fault. It's yours. Are you a grown-ass adult? Stop blaming others for your shit. I love these cards. I'm going to leave on that. I love you guys. Take care of one another. Hey, be kind to those who aren't kind to you. But most of all, love and take care of yourself. Because I can't do it all by myself. I need your help, please. I love you so much, you guys. Come back. Hey, and we'll see you tomorrow when the open chat is on what does it mean to you when I say together we thrive. Mama Bear, hi, sweetheart. You're here just as I'm getting ready to go. I love you, hon. Anyway, you guys take care of yourselves. Tomorrow night, open. Please come. Tell everybody in the chats, too, that it's an open discussion on Lightworkers Roundtable and that everyone is invited. I will have the link in the chat.
so that you guys just click on it and you can come backstage and join us in this conversation. It is not a thing about experts and teachers, and I want to know you, what you want, what does it mean to you to be together as a country? What does it mean to you to be together spiritually? Okay? I love you guys. Take care. We will see you tomorrow. Now let's see if I can. I'm always wondering if I can ever get this brand stuff to really do its thing right. I love y'all. We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye now.